What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Please hit that like button on your way in the building. We got just over 100 people watching. Let's get the likes up. We got a great show lined up for you all today. We had some leaked film of practice and also other stories that we want to talk about. Now, you all may know that I've been sick for pretty much the last, I want to say 4 days. Not COVID, but I've been sick for the last 4 days. And my son was sick first, and I was caring for him, and it must have passed along to me. And I really haven't been in tune with everything. I've been seeing things, but I've been seeing everything because, I've had time to lay in the bed trying to get better on my phone. I've been seeing what's been happening. I've been seeing people's takes on it and stuff like that. And y'all know half of that drove me crazy because I'm like, I got to talk about this. Oh, my gosh, look at the narrative. Oh, my gosh, look how they twisted it. Oh, they try all type of different stuff. We're going to get into that today. But I brought that up just now because I'm going to need y'all help on this stream because since I didn't stop and actually address a lot of the things that happened, I don't remember them all. And I will need your help later in the stream because we'll do like a Q&A, but I want that Q&A to be any questions that you have from the last 7 days about anything that has happened so I can give you my take on it. That way I don't miss anything, okay? I'm feeling better today. You all may have not have known this, but when I was down and I wasn't feeling great, and 2 days ago may have been my worst. You know how you're like, oh, I'm about 50%. I was around 40. I just did not bend. And I'm gonna tell you at this very moment, I can tell you I'm at about 80, and because I can feel my energy and strength coming back, so I'm feeling better. I'm still trying not to cough. It's second nature, but it's not hurting when I do now. So that's a good thing. It's healing. But I still do cough. I cough just because I say I cough. Mental thing too. I'm at about 80, and I'm hoping I wake up tomorrow at about 90 plus and then keep on just whatever. But that's what's going on. So I'm not at 100% on this stream, but I'm going to do my very best. But I'm at a point to where I'm back excited again because it's so much to talk about, and I just got a lot to say. But we're gonna dive into all the topics. We're gonna dive into everything that's been going on, and I'm gonna give you a true unbiased take about everything. And remember, I know I give unbiased takes because I have both sides of the spectrum that argues with me. Yeah, I am vaxxed, just so you know. No booster and all that. I already took a risk once and I'm good, but I don't have COVID, by the way. So me and my son were negative. So we're good on that front. So anyway, I want to dive into everything that's been going on. There was some leaked video today. Y'all already know I got it, and I'm gonna be playing it on here, and we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna break down every bit of it. So we're gonna talk about these 2 clips that I got, 2 plays that were leaked. If there's more plays that were leaked, make sure you send it to me. But these are the 2 plays that were leaked. They say they come from Keon Crozen's IG. That's what they say. They're not on there anymore. And then word on the street, some people have been getting in trouble, man, for stuff like this. But hey, once it's out in the universe, it's out in the universe. I ain't one of these beat writers that can't put it back out. Listen, if once you put it out, it's fair game, baby, and we gonna use it. And I know people will be like, yeah, but you're giving the opponent an opportunity to see it. Once it's out, it's out. You don't think every team in the NFL don't already see this clipped? Get out of here. So we gonna break down the film of the 2 plays. We're gonna break down all the stuff that people have been talking about the last few days. Don't forget, I heard Teddy didn't have a good day in practice. We'll talk about that. You know, my haters like, where you at? You ain't talking about Teddy. Well, I'm sick. Oh, how convenient. Okay, God dog. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that. We talk me Tua missed practice because he ain't feel something was wrong with him. So we'll talk about that. Orange jerseys of the day. We'll talk about those for who's been getting them. All that good stuff. Zach with the donation said, hope you and the family get better ASAP, bro. Salute to you. And thank you to everybody who's been wishing me well and praying for me and my family. I love y'all. And thank y'all for reciprocating what I try to do every chance I get for y'all. Skylar Thompson, yeah, him having some good days, all types. So we're gonna talk about it all right. We can't show this, man. Bills might be watching today. Bro, they already got it. And they probably threw it in the trash like we ain't need that to know what we saw. We gonna talk about it. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna try my best not to laugh either, because if I laugh, I cough. It's just something that's just what happens to me, okay? If I laugh, I cough. So don't bring comment section. Don't bring me down this path of just laughing my behind off. Don't do me like that. Not this time, all right? Because y'all easily take me there, man. Get TD laughing. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so now y'all gonna get me to not watch the comment section. But anyway, here we go. So let's dive in. And I got some questions, y'all. I got some questions to answer because people have been hitting me up on Instagram and stuff. Like, TD, why is this way? Or I heard this and that. Oh, Tua's never been a check down and all that. People hit me up on Instagram. I'm like, okay, I'll address some of those things. I got like 3 things that I'll address coming up. All right. Nike Boy Gaming with the donation said, man, TD, don't be trashing the Heat. We winning in 7. Keep the faith, baby. Let's go Heat. No comment. You just holler at me tomorrow. And hopefully we still can post that in the discussion. One day y'all gonna listen to me. One day y'all gonna listen to me. All right. Just one day. Not every day, just one day. Salute to my brother, my homie, my man, Vincent. Out there in Florida. I'll say not Central Florida, South Florida. Out in the Palm Beach area. And shout out to Fins Fire 911, the homie, and him and Vincent enjoying their weekend on the island, man. I salute to those fellas. They hit me up. I wasn't feeling my best. They didn't know that. I don't even think I told them I wasn't feeling well. But that uplifted my spirits. Just so you know, Vincent giving me a call, and Fins Fire 911. We thank you for your service to your community. And we appreciate you, homie. And I'm glad to hear people that, listen and watch me having a good old time with their families on an island, just enjoying themselves, man. When y'all hit me up, I wasn't feeling my best at all. That was the start of it, actually. And that was very uplifting to hear from y'all. Just some good old people having a good time with their family, man. So I was so glad to hear that. Salute to the members. Salute to all the subscribers. Again, hit that like button. If you can't comment on the video, that's only because it's subscriber only mode. A lot of the videos going forward, everybody can watch, but if you want to comment on it, we're only going to do that for subscribers. Because the people that hate me the most, they find it real hard to subscribe to me. So it'll keep them from making the comment section toxic unless they want to subscribe. But then they have to unsubscribe all the time just to subscribe. But that's their business. But at least give them something they have to do if they want to come make the comment section toxic. All right, man. Let's get into this football. If y'all get the like button, we got 272 people in here. Between Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all that, Twitter, we got 270 something people in here early on, but we only got 75 likes. Punch that like button, man. Let's get 100 likes. Let's not see TD trying to recover and y'all trying to start out already half doing them, man. Come on, man. Come on, hit that like button. Don't do me like that. Show some love. Show some love. Show some love. Oh, man. I think I might be sweating a little. But anyway, man, I'm excited about this stream. Instagram family, yes. There we go. Come on. Give me at least 11 more likes. We had 90. 89 or 90 now. Hit that like button, man. Show some love, y'all. Let's get it done. All right. TD, show us the vid. I'm going to show it. We're going to get to it. Some other things we're going to talk about. Then we're going to watch the video together. Then we're going to break down every inch of it like we always do. Because there's so much to talk about. We need to talk about the defensive formation. We need to talk about the offensive line, the receivers, our quarterback. You know, we need to talk about everything in these two clips. Some things to be real happy about, some things to not be happy about. We're going to break it all down, all right? All right, 2 more likes to 100. We almost there. Let's go with the content. Contented. I got stuff to do. I got you. All right, we got 100 likes. All right, man, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start out with the film. We're going to break it all down. Love you, Finsanity. Love you so much. We're going to break it all down. Let me add this to the stream. Put a yes or no if you can still hear me. Put a yes or no if you can still hear me in the put it in the comment section. Because I don't want to start the film if you can't hear me, because I took myself off the screen, but you still should be able to hear me. Let's see the yeses or nos. All right, we got them yeses ringing. All right, we good. Let's get it done. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the clip. Here is the clip that was released. All right, we'll stop right here. So first of all, let's talk about what we see. We see a 2x2, which is 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, but we see stacked receivers on the right side, okay? You see Tua coming out of the shotgun with the running back on his left hip. I don't know who everybody out here is because a lot of these guys are not even starters, okay? But that's our offensive formation as of right now. It was very interesting that Miami starts their look in a cover 2. Miami starts their look in a cover 2 high safety. All right. And basically with a cover 2, we're already spreading the field with the 2x2 look with just a middle linebacker. And we got 4 down linemen. You know, it's not the traditional 3-4 look that we give, but with the speed that we have on this team, this is what teams are going to tend to give us, a lot of 2 high looks. And I'm telling y'all, this film right here, this play right here is going to tell us so much about what we're going to be trying to do as an offense and a defense, but what we also need to be concerned and look out for as an offense and a defense, because it's going to be very interesting how we play this against other teams. And we're going to break it down, okay? So this is just the base formation, okay? Now, what I don't like early on, I know that this is training camp, but you can see the safeties communicating. Sometimes it's very tough whenever you got a safety pointing already for assignment basis. You're pointing at assignments, and I know you better do that in practice, but hopefully we don't do a lot of that in game because it could be very telling. That's just a little small observation. May not mean anything at all, okay? All right, so let's keep the film running. Now, we got one in motion. And we obviously have man coverage, and we have the corner shadowing. You see he's following him across the formation. We'll stop right here. But what that does, so let's break this down. So now instead of a 2x2, which we're in a cover 2, we have a 3x1. And here's what I like about the motions especially going into a bunch set. Now everybody has to identify who has who in the secondary. And I'm going to tell y'all, I love the play design. I'm going to tell y'all that ahead of time now. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all that ahead of time now. Somebody said, look at the hash. Well, they do that on the field for particular reasons. A lot of times due to what I like to call in football integrity, making sure that there's certain things you don't want to go outside of. Different hashes represent different things. As you can see, where they want the receiver to line up is second nature. They want him to get a good feel of how far outside of the 50 he needs to be. If you can see that on the field, I don't know if you can. A lot of these hashes represent something. The second one is where the second receiver in the slot, they like for him to line up, all of those type of things. They want spacing perfect, and this gives you a second nature. So I like that they incorporated that on the field, so that you can have the proper spacing that you want versus just going off of the top of player heads of what it should be. Now they can get a second nature of it when those lines aren't on the field, of how far apart they need to be from each other. Same thing with the line in so many ways, how far outside of the box you want to be with a tight end or without. But anyway, getting back to it. So now you have trip bunch. I'm going to rewind it just a little, show y'all something here. Look at the corner that's at the line of scrimmage, bump and run at the top of the screen. He already know who his guy is on the outside. He's going to hawk him. This is 2x2. That's what the plan is, okay? But here's what that third guy coming in the box does. It takes him off of his man. It causes him to automatically have to quickly communicate with the other corners. And now they're all trying to figure out their form, who they have in a split second. They're trying to figure out who they have in a split second. A lot of communication is happening right here at this very moment. Let me back it up real quick. Look at the corner at the line of scrimmage is saying, "Oh no, I got the outside," and he basically yelling back at them. Then the inside corner now is telling him, "Okay, you take the inside, and I'm gonna take whoever's coming deep or whoever's left, whatever, however they're gonna play it, right?" But we know the corner at the top, he's supposed to have the outside duties. The corner that's coming in motion still has the inside because he was the slot. But you don't know where these receivers are going. You don't know where they're going. The guy coming on the outside, he might be coming inside, even though the corner has to switch. So I like the play design. If we run a lot of this, it can create a lot of space in the secondary for the simple reason there could be a lot of confusion. There could be tons of confusion in this situation. So I love the play design. And what it also does gives Tyreek a one-on-one at the bottom of the screen, and that's what he's going to be doing in real life. You know, at the bottom, that'll be Tyreek. I don't know if that's Tyreek down there now. His body looks like it may be because those other guys certainly aren't. But that's what he would get, more one-on-one. But this is a cover two. This is a cover two look. Now, remember, this is a cover two look. So I love that they're running this in practice because they need to give Tua looks and get out of it to see if he can adjust. So let's fast forward. All right, now you see this. You see the safety already bailing? Before the ball is hiked, look at the safety. He's bailing. The other one's starting to move forward downhill. So it actually isn't a cover two. It actually isn't cover two. It actually isn't. They want to give that look. And another reason why it definitely isn't cover two is because look at the corners up at the line of scrimmage at the beginning of the play. And, you know, you got some teams that's bold enough to run cover two but get up in your man's grill. But, you know, typically they don't play this close up. So this is actually cover three disguised as cover two. Because you got your two corners on the outside and your one safety. It looks like two. So they gave you one look, but that ain't the look that this play really is. This is a man coverage across the board. Okay? So now, look what you got. Tyreek at the bottom of the screen in cover one, which ain't a bad option, but he's still, if it's like whoever that is, that might be Preston. I don't know who it actually is, but in the real game, it will be Tyreek. But that's a shot that you have in your repertoire because you got one-on-one, and it might be a burner. We don't know. That's what's happening in this play, okay? Now, I'm going to play the whole play, and then we're going to finish breaking it down. I just wanted to tell y'all what was going on at the beginning of this play. So here's the play in its entirety. Then we'll break down the X's and O's post-snap. Back to pass, good pocket, nice time. Flings it across the middle, incomplete pass. Safety almost had a chance to pick it off. All right, let's break it down. Let's break it down. All right. First and foremost, let's get in the trenches. Let's get in the trenches. We got a 4-man rush against 5 because we know the running back goes out in the flat. Okay? 4-man rush. We got some good protection. Robert Hunt, the only one that don't really have a help, but he's double teaming the 3 technique tackle. And we got a beautiful pocket, ladies and gentlemen. And these aren't your starters. I don't think Armstead isn't out there. That's Larnell Coleman. You know, half of this line is your starters. Well, maybe 4 of them is, but this is just a rep. We don't know who's, they're all working out. But we got a great pocket. We got great time to throw. I think Tua gets perfect depth on this, 7 yards, back leg stretched out. I love his form right there. Pockets looking as clean as it could be. Guys aren't getting pushed back. Look at this anchor. At first, I was concerned about the left tackle. Looked like he might have got bulldozed, but right here, he put that leg down and he anchors. And he holds his block. Tua still got time. Look at this. The man still got time. This is beautiful. I'm loving what the O-line is doing. Perfect. And he throws the ball and still isn't at risk of getting hit. That's what you call a perfect pocket. Good job by the O-line. We don't see much of that. Now, mind you, when I look at the D-line, it don't look like all the starters, but, I don't know exactly who all's out there, but even our backups on the D-line are pretty darn good. So I want to go ahead and get an O-line ultimate credit on this, man. This is big time. I love this protection right here. This is what we're going to need all season, and the sky is the limit. Look at that protection, y'all. Look at that protection. Look at that protection. That's what we need. We need that red jersey sitting in the middle, unworried, unfazed, comfortable. Oh, you got to get excited about that, ladies and gentlemen. Great job by the O-line. D-line couldn't get there. And let me say this about the D-line too. I'm still concerned. Our D-line, first of all, are beasts. But they're scheme-specific beasts. We rarely get organic rush. And this is a situation where it's organic 4-man rush, and you don't see a crack, not with one guy. That's what I was looking for. At least give me one guy that almost looked like he's beating his guy, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So big ups to the O-line, man. Please keep this up. This is beautiful. Larnell Coleman off the edge. I love what I saw there. Hunt didn't have a man to block. He had the great double team up the middle with who I hope is Dieter. Our new left guard is the only one that's still back here. He kind of gets beat, but luckily it was delayed. Our new left guard, if you look at him from the start of the play, but he's the only one that didn't go backwards. Look at the whole line. I want y'all to look at this. Look at the whole line. I don't know why our left guard is the only one that didn't start to go in a blocking formation. Look, right here. Everybody backing up to brace for the impact. And I kind of like that. Hey, screw it. I ain't bracing. Come on. But it also leaves him exposed to a swim move that was put on him. And he kind of getting beat around his edge. But, and that's, I ain't gonna lie, that could be a hold almost. He drives him into the other pile. So if anybody kind of messed up on the play, that's not great technique by a new left tackle. But we still bought enough time. Hopefully in a real game, they don't try to call holding or nothing on a play like this because he's technically beat, but he starts to kind of tackle drive him. If you notice, he's kind of tackle driving him into the other guys. So hopefully that doesn't be a penalty in the game. And we know he led the NFL in penalties. So that's something that you'd hate for a nice protection to be taken back from a holding call. But outside of that, good job by the O-line. Very good job. All right. Right side, right tackle. I'm paying attention to that. That's A1 work, baby. That's A1 work. Woo! I don't know who over there, but whoever it is, that's A1 work. That's A1 work there. Look at that. Look at the right tackle. That's A1 work. Now, again, we don't know who the competition is. I mean, I don't know exactly who everyone is right now, and I don't want to assume, but I will tell you that's some A1 work, baby. Them two edges and okay, I see. That's Austin Jackson. Okay. All right. We'll see. Oh man, they give me hope, baby. They giving me hope. I like it. What's up, EM? I see you in here. I wish we could make out the players at each possession. I know it's not easy. I can barely see. I want to as well, but you can't see these numbers like this. You can't see all the numbers. But hey, we got to go with what we got, baby, and be happy about it. All right. So now, what do we want to get to now? I want to get to the offensive concept before I go to the defensive coverage, and then we'll talk about the quarterback. So the offensive concept, I did tell y'all that they went trips to the right. And I love how we did it because it caused a lot of confusion. So what we have is the go route on the outside, one-on-one, since it changed to cover one and not cover two. You also have, all right, so here's what you have on this. The middle receiver at the top of the screen, he's going to come inside. The inside receiver is going to go outside, and the outside receiver is going to run the, I don't know what the route is, skinny post or through the seam, okay? So this is what they're doing here. They're crossing the first two receivers underneath. The one in the slot underneath, off the line, he's going to run outside. The one in the middle is going to run inside, and the guy behind both of them are going to run between their split and hit the seam, okay? And again, this play is just designed to see if you can get the defensive players off track, okay? And it does a good job. So we'll see the routes being ran here. Let's pause it right here. Right here, you have good identification of who has who. You see that the middle receiver is being followed with the bail corner, but he's about to come inside. So the corner that's sitting back just waiting, he's just sitting there like, okay, I don't know which one I got, because both of them could be going inside. But that's why you have that safety coming downhill to take away any middle of the field stuff. So honestly, right here, Tua standing straight up in the pocket. He has a good vision of everybody. This is an opportunity right here. You can hit your first read, throw it right to him, and let him see if he can make some yards after the catch and turn it upfield, or get a bang-bang with the safety and hit right away. I don't know the play distance. I don't know the downer distance. They just have the first down yard marker, so we don't know the down and distance, okay? But that's an opportunity there. But when your pocket is playing this, and when you got a clean pocket like this, go through some progressions. I don't blame you. Go through some progressions. But the only thing that's scary is he waiting for a specific route to develop? And does he even see the underneath guy? We don't know. We're not going to speculate that. Okay. Again, y'all know if I had clear footage and I could see that head motion in the background view, then I'll make assumptions in that regard. But right now, I can't make an assumption if he's waiting on a specific route as a one-read guy. But what I will tell you is that's open. But here's where it gets a little weird. Right here, you actually have two options. You have the guy in the middle of the field, but that could turn into a bang-bang, 6-yard gain, done. But I'm sorry, right now, if you identify the clutter that's happening on the top of the screen, you got a wide open man that could rip up the sideline and potentially go to the house or have a foot race. Some people say this is two wide open receivers. It's one wide open receiver and two catches that can be made. The guy in the middle of the field, he can catch it, but he'll get tackled right away by the time the ball gets there. It'll be a 6-yard completion. But the guy at the top of the screen headed towards the sideline, I'm sorry. If he throws to this man right here, because the ball still ain't out his hand, by the way. See all of this? Look at it developing right here is when you can identify that guy. He's going to be off to the races. If we can get this ball to the out guy, this can be a race between him and the safety. Who hits that edge first? And I think this play could at least go to the 25-yard line, racing up the sideline, and an opportunity to make a move for a touchdown on the safety. This is the play right here that can go the distance. It could either, to me, make it to the 25-yard line, and if he put a good move on the safety, that's a touchdown right here. This is a play for yards after the catch, and the ball still ain't gone, y'all. The ball still ain't gone, and the corners are literally running into each other right now. They are literally running into each other right now. But when I break down Tua in more depth, I'm not going to blame him on this, and we'll talk about why. Again, it's a misplay. It's a missed opportunity, but I'm not going to blame him on it, and I'll tell you why in a moment, okay? But let's keep it going. So we know the one-on-one is out there. That's the number one, which I wouldn't throw. It ain't like the guy's burning them. It's like a last-ditch result. You want to put that up, and it looked like a comeback 50-50 opportunity anyway, even if it was, because he didn't keep going. Then you got the guy in the flat who was being guarded by the linebacker, did a good job following that. That was then you had the safety that came down on the crosser and close. See that window closed? That everybody say two guys open? Well, that window is closed now. That's what you would have got a 6-yard gain, like I said. So you got two guys left. You got the guy in the seam and the out route that we already determined would have been a big home run. But what Tua is staring at is that middle of the field throw because the safety was so deep. But here's where it's kind of like, I cringe a little. Let me tell you why. Because, again, this route, in my opinion, if they would have stayed in the cover two, this throw, well, this play, this is where you wanted to go. If it was cover two, y'all, this is where you probably wanted to go. Pre-snap, just so you know, in a cover two defense, pre-snap, this is the throw to make. Split the safeties, right through the seams, over the linebackers, under the safeties. This is actually the throw you want to make. So let's pause right here. Let's look in the middle of the field. You see the slight separation that was just achieved? In cover two, you want to float this ball over. This doesn't need to be a bullet. You want to float it over because if it's a bullet, the underneath corner is in a line of picking it off. You want to kind of put touch on this ball right over the top. You don't bullet this ball in because the safety ain't out of position bad. Now, he was slipping back here. Look at him. Look at all of this. He was slipping. He had to adjust his whole body, but he kind of recovered. But this is the separation you want right here if you just float it right over the top. It ain't a bad idea if you put a little touch on the pass. But I got to be honest, Tua did kind of bullet this in here. That's why everybody on Twitter, this is a dime, because he bulleted in there. But it wasn't the right pass to make. You don't bullet this in here because if you bullet it in there, you're going to put it to where your receiver can't get it. If you're bulleting it where it can't get intercepted. Because if you put it right in his chest or right out in his arms in front of him, it could have been picked. So this is a pass that required a little touch. But he didn't. But let me tell you what I appreciate about this pass. At least he's starting to throw the ball over the middle, over the linebacker, under the safety, because those are the ones he was missing all last year. But he got to work on the touch of those passes. Now, I don't know if y'all can see the full extension by the receiver here, because on Twitter, they're writing this false narrative. That is a dime and the receiver dropped it. He should have caught it. We need to stop this crap just because you touch it, you're supposed to catch it. You can extend your body, full body, and try to touch it and just get your fingers on it. And that doesn't mean it's good placement. To where you have to do a full body extension, almost diving, trying to catch the ball. Look at the guy leaping off of his feet. He is off of his feet right now. Both legs off of his feet. I mean, both feet off of the ground, excuse me. Both feet are off of the ground trying to make a jumping dive to the ball, and his fingers barely tap it. Barely tap it. And it goes down. And look at the safety right now. The safety ain't coming to hit the guy for making the catch. The safety is coming to try to pick it off because he feel like, oh, he ain't going to get it. Look at the safety diving to the ground. The safety's going to the ground. He's not trying to make a tackle. Did we extend his body full extension? Rashad asked, did he extend his body full extension? So to all the people that said, oh, TD, you late. You got us back here waiting on this stream. It's because I knew people would ask, did he extend his body full extension? There you have it. Yeah, you know, I clipped the picture, wound his body up. You see his arms, full extension, leg, full extension. You can't stretch your body more than what he's doing. I knew y'all would ask that. I knew somebody would be like, no, that was a dime. He didn't stretch his body full extension. He should have. No, he did. Because I knew somebody was going to come in saying, no, he didn't. That is a full body extension, and he just couldn't get to the ball enough to where his fingers tipped it. But look at the safety. That's what you need to look at. The safety never felt that he needed to come make the hit or the tackle. The safety felt he ain't going to get to that ball, and I'm going to pick it off. Look at the safety. The safety shows you all you need to know. The safety shows you all you need to know. Somebody say, where the ball? You can't tell right now, but I see it is right in front of his hands. It's missing his hands. It's barely missing his hands. Barely missing his hands. But look at the safety. This is the point I'm making. Look at the safety. He never goes for the tackle nor the big hit. He's already headed to the ground. Look at the safety. Look at the safety. Headed to the ground because he felt like he had to pick. The safety is all you need to do is read the safety, and he'll tell you if that was a good, if the ball was where it needed to be. Let's go back to the safety. The safety recognizes where Tua's throwing. The safety's coming up to make the hit, but he slows up right here. Look at that. He put his foot in the ground. He stopped coming forward, and he's waiting on the ball coming to the ground. Safety missed the pick. I'm mad at the safety because it was pickable. When I zoomed in on him, the ball just hit his hand at the ground, the safety's hand. You got to make those plays as a safety to flip the field. That was and you know it was a full body extension. Look at him tripping, falling as he's coming down, the receiver. Look at the receiver, full body extension. And now, since he didn't make the catch, he has to recover his body so he don't fall. Stumbling right now. Stumbling and still can't help. And then he does a front flip, if you notice. You don't do a front flip unless it's full body extension, kind of dive into the ball. So all these people, he didn't extend his body. He should have did this and that. And this isn't the tear to throw down because I appreciate Tua taking those attempts in practice. Because if he would have threw it where it needed to be, it would have been picked. So I'd rather this than an interception. If he would have threw the ball on money in his chest, or, well, I can't say on money, but if he would have threw it on the like straight to him in his chest or in his arms reached, I'm sorry, that underneath guy would have picked it. This pass required a little bit of float to it, not a bullet dart down the middle. This required touch. Just over, not a straight bullet going at him. This required one of those passes that dropped in. And this would have been a big game. So I appreciate Tua taking the shot. It's just not the right decision, though. Because I'm telling y'all right here, you got to take that out route. And even if you want to look for this, if you're not going to throw that floater, the out route is still there. You can still come to the out route. Look at it. You can still come to that out route, even here where you're cocking back to throw it. But I'm telling y'all, I love the attempt by Tua, but he got to continue to work on that pass and work on the touch, because these are the passes that he struggles with the most. These are the ones that nobody, but here's the sad part. We want to constantly blame the receiver. We want to constantly blame the receiver. It touched his hands, he got to catch it. I get that notion. But everything that touched your hand ain't catchable. Maybe you extended so much that you gave it a chance by touching it. I know the out route is wide open, but again, ladies and gentlemen, now let me break down to y'all why I think Tua didn't take the out route. And I understand that too. Let me get, and don't say I'm making excuses for Tua. I'm just giving y'all real human logic. This is why he probably didn't throw it to the out route, thanks to Mike McDaniel's offense, which he second-guessed himself, but it ain't a bad guess. Let me tell you why. I want y'all to pay attention to something, okay? I want you to pay attention to the corners. Now, this is going to happen fast. I had to rewind this 5 times to see it. I had to rewind this 5 times to see it. This is why he didn't throw the out route. I want you to pay attention to the corners at the top of the screen. They screwed up, by the way, the corners, because the out route was supposed to be guarded just fine. I want y'all to pay attention to it. Watch this. Hold on. Right here. Right here. No, let me go a little bit more forward. Okay. I want to pause it right here. If you can't see, you still have the 3 receivers, but you got the one that's in front of everybody who's cutting across the middle. Now you see the defender closest to him who looks like he's going to chase him inside. He doesn't chase him. Well, hold on. He doesn't chase him inside because the safety's going to get him. Now watch this. Whoever the outside corner is at the top of the screen screwed this up so bad. Whoever the corner is at the top. I want you to look at the top corner, the one by the 50-yard line. Watch what he does with the outside receiver. Watch what he does with the outside receiver. He doesn't peel off. He follows him. He follows him. And then he gets hit by the other receiver. Corner. Both corners end up hitting each other. Let me show y'all which corners hit each other. The corner at the line of scrimmage and the corner that's over here by the 40-yard line, not the one that's already backpedaling. Don't worry about him. He's following the seam route. Both corners are going to run into each other. They don't know who has who, because the corner that's about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, he looks like he's supposed to have the out route. He's watching everything. Now he's going to chase the out route, but he hits his own man. He hits his own man. This play was designed to trick them up because too many things happen, too many switches. That corner was supposed to follow, stay put. That outside corner was supposed to drop off in that flat, but they hit each other. And Tua, in my opinion, you got 2 green jerseys right here, ladies and gentlemen. The moment is right here. Right here, you cannot tell. But at the 40-yard line, That is 2 green defensive jerseys at the 40. It's not a single white jersey. You think it's a white jersey, but both of those guys at the 40-yard line, by the actual numbers, those are 2 green jerseys. None of those jerseys are white. One of them looks like it, but it's not. Both of those are green. Now you see them separated. You see how one of them standing up at the 42 looks like it's green and the other one looks white? It's actually both of them are green. Now you can see they're both are green. I think what's happening is that defensive player might have on white shorts or something like that maybe. But both of those guys are green jerseys. They're both on defense. And look, let's go back. Let's scroll back and you'll see it happening. Both of those defenders. Yeah, I think it's the safety that's wearing white pants. No, this linebacker right here, a slot corner, he's wearing white pants. You see him, the linebacker sitting at the 47 right now? I think he's wearing white pants. Those are white pants, I believe. And I think that's what the problem is. He's wearing white pants. I think he is, but it looks like it on film. But follow him. He's going to hit his own guy, and Tua probably says, I got 2 defenders, and one of them's headed to the flat, so it's not going to be open. Now, the ball isn't thrown yet, but he didn't recognize the collision. So at the end of the day, he got to pick somebody to throw to, right? He got to pick someone, and right now, that seam route, it ain't no separation. That's the only thing that's kind of tough with this one. You think you got 2 guys guarding the flat. The seam route ain't there yet. And you still choose it because right here you throw the ball. He was anticipating. But the ball just needed a little more touch. A little less on the dart that everybody's saying. A little less pressure on that dart and more velocity. Drop it in over the top. And that would have came right down in his bucket. And the safety might have made a hit. Bang, bang, right away. But that's why I think Tua didn't throw that out route. Because you got 2 defenders in that area. Somebody said in an actual game, do you think he runs? That's something to think about too. He has a huge lane right here to run the ball, but in actual game, I don't think he does. Because if he runs, you're going to have this safety who is very fast, has a chance to collapse on it. And you got that corner who can abandon the flat and come in as well, but they're all keeping an eye on it. But he does have a lane. But depending on the down and distance. Right here, the ball is thrown. The ball is actually thrown right here. And this is why I say there wasn't much separation, but he is anticipating the throw, which I actually like. I want to see, this is what he needs to be practicing, anticipating these throws, but a little more touch. And that ball, look at that separation that's gained. So he had the right mindset. But this throw right here, ladies and gentlemen, it definitely requires a specific touch on it that sits right over the top. And he catches it right here, and he might get hit, or he might still have the room right here to make a cutback or race off to the sideline. So either way, it could happen. Either way. So I think this ball just required a millimeter of a touch less, half of a second, put a little less heat on it with a little drop in instead of a bullet. And this would have been a huge game. So when I break down this play, if I'm grading everything, I'm saying, first of all, A+ for play design. A+ for play design. That's just with coaching on the offense. For the defensive coaching on this play, bad bad technique. I don't mind the play call for the defense, but the execution was poor, because had they executed this properly, he would have had nowhere to go, and we would have been mad that he missed that 50-50. I mean, he missed that ball early on. Had the defense played this properly, if they didn't run into each other, that seam route would have been triple coverage, because that outside receiver was trying to follow that route. The top receiver was trying to get to the flat, but they hit each other. And where Tua threw the ball would have technically been triple coverage. You would have had that underneath guy. You would have had the safety, the original corner over the top, and you would have had the safety as well. That would have been a triple coverage throw right there. And the flat would have been guarded. The underneath crossing route would have been guarded with the safety. And the deep comeback route would have been guarded. It should have been just the go route. You need to stretch this play. And the flat would have been guarded. So the defensive play call wasn't bad, but it was terrible execution. And if he would have waited on that triple coverage, we would have been mad that he didn't hit the guy right away for the 6-yard catch. We would have been mad he didn't hit the guy for the 6-yard catch. But that's why it kind of like conflicts you, because if the defense would have played it properly, we missed our window early on of where he should have went. But since the defense had a bit major mishap, we were screwed on this. But I will say, even on that triple coverage, if the defense played it right, had he still dropped the ball in there perfectly, I'm sorry, it would have still probably, it would have been one of the best throws of his career, just dropping it in there over the top a little bit. It would have been one. That's the big boy throws. Those are the ones that, and I ain't trying to get people mad right now, but those are the ones that you rave about, that, you know, you see Herbert and Burrow making. This ball didn't require a bullet. It was a pretty bullet, y'all. It was a pretty bullet. Had Tyreek been running that route, it might have been a touchdown, because of his speed would have been there. But you can't say if Tyreek would have been running that route. You know why? Because you got to be able to adjust to every receiver. Because he might have adjusted Tyreek and threw it even further. So you can't say if Tyreek was running that route. Because I agree, had he thrown that ball the exact same way, if that was Tyreek Hill, touchdown. But would he have thrown it the same way with Tyreek? Because he might have had to put a little further forward, because his estimation might have been different. But it's OTAs. So you can't fault the kid. He's getting his timing with all of them. He in the film room right now, probably like, yeah, just if I would have dumped that in a little bit, I know next time. And that's what I like, because at least he's making the attempts. Him making the attempts tells me he's working on it. And that's all I want to see. He's working on it, because to be successful for this team, these are the throws he's going to have to make. So, good idea. Great job with the anticipation. Good throw, but could have been a better throw, because it didn't match up with the receiver. He had a full body extension and still couldn't get to it. Got his hands on it, so we not far off. And being so early in the game and me seeing what they just did, this is promising film. This is promising film. Keep working on that, y'all, because you start hitting them, man, ain't nobody going to be able to stop us. Ain't nobody going to be able to stop us. And again, you had two guys in that flat, over in that flat, bumping into each other. And I know why he took that risk as well in the middle of the field, because he know one of them guys should have been on that man. I don't even think Tua expected the underneath guy to be covering. Look at this, y'all. I don't think Tua expected you know what? I'm going to actually make an assumption, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I am saying it's an assumption. Tua expected the guy that followed the seam to follow the crossing route, because that's what a normal defense does, y'all. If this is cover 2, because he thought it was cover 2 early on, look at this. Tua would expect the guy cutting across the field to be followed by that slot receiver. And it looks like he's about to be. Look at it. Look at the slot receiver. He looks like he's about to race to get to the guy across the field. So he knows, if he's going there, I might have his seam. But he doesn't follow him. The safety comes down. That's the trick of the defense, which is beautiful. And Tua's probably like, well, let me go to the seam. I don't even think he saw the guy underneath until he was releasing the ball. And that's probably why he put a little more outside of the ball, which is great adjustment while you're throwing. So this is a play where the defense was genius. It was built to trick him up, but I like how he handled it. They tried to trip you up. If you would have went underneath, you didn't know that safety was coming downhill to collapse on it. But I think you identified that right here. And then you're like, well, maybe I got the seam. Let me go back to that. And I know he probably said right here, I got two guys over there on the back end of the flat. So I got to take this seam. I'll be willing to, I'm telling y'all right now, that's a form of processing. Doesn't mean he's spectacular at it yet, but that's also processing. This is a complicated, what the defense just did on this play was complicated for a quarterback. Everything you thought you had pre-snap, they took it away. Everything you think you had pre-snap, they took it away. Cover two, and you think that it might be a zone until you saw the bump and run and the guy in motion follow him. So I actually like the processing here because that's something that I rarely see him do. And I think the only thing on this play is keep working on it. Start putting a little more touch on plays like that where it drops in, where the make life easier for the receiver. I guess that's a better way of saying it. Let's make throws that makes life easier for the receiver. And overall, this is very positive for our team, y'all. O-line gave great protection. Tua didn't have a guy sniffing around his legs or over him. The defense switching stuff up. And Byron and X and those guys, they not gonna get mixed up like that typically on the outside. And just so you know, Byron and X and them, they not practicing. Byron, X, Armstead, a lot of these guys aren't practicing. Okay, so this is a positive play to me. Areas of improvement are definitely there, but this is a positive play even for Tua. I see a sample of a little processing here in decision making. And even if there was a bigger opportunity, I see the processing of why he did what he did. But this is that thing that I personally feel like Tua doesn't have that we would love for him to develop. And maybe he just needs to play well for a certain amount of time before he starts to get that swag. It's that ability to say, oh, they bumped each other. Let me just make a play up. Let me get it to, versus textbook. Oh, two guys over there. That means I must be got a guy here. Let me throw it. That's processing. That's smart quarterback play. But that element of just baller in you like, oh, they bumped each other. Let me see what he can do. In decision making, it's kind of hard to tell y'all what I mean in that regards. But that's something I think the more familiar he gets, in the process, it's certain quarterbacks that would have said, oh, they bumping into each other. Let me put it out there and see what he could do. Basically recognize that they ran into each other, and that small delay creates a wide open guy. Just recognizing that they're bumping into each other. But good play. Let's get to the second play, y'all. Let's get to the second play. There is one more play. This one came in the red zone. This is some red zone work. So let me share this on the screen on the second play. Let's see here. All right. And the caption on this one also was Keon's Instagram. These things have since been deleted. This has since been deleted because I don't see him on the social media of him anymore. And then whoever was recording it said, find me. Shouldn't be hard. They were being cocky, I guess. But this is the film. This is the red zone work. All right. So in this red zone work, just so you know, yeah, the center, by the way, on this play has a green jersey on, it looks like. So it kind of looks hard to pay attention. But I do want y'all to know that there are 7 guys on the defensive line. There are 7 guys on the defensive line that makes you feel, okay, this is man coverage across the board. 7 guys. As you can see, they following man. You got 2 by 1. It's a man concept across the board. There is another receiver at the top. And you see the line. This is that zero. This is a zero look, 0 man. So what happened? Oh, this is a perfect example of what I was trying to explain to y'all last year. Our 0 man, people like, yeah, but if you send 7, you got 1, you need to go 5 wide and have 1 person open. Well, what people need to understand, our 0 look isn't a true 0 look. What happens is it looks like we're sending 7, but you don't know where everything is coming from. So the 5th guy, and on the screen, you don't see the receiver at the top of the board on the right, okay? But this is truly a man-to-man coverage. We ain't got no help. This is straight up man-to-man. And all it is, Tua need to pick whoever got the best matchup and whoever getting the best separation as early as possible. Plays like this, though, ladies and gentlemen, when you got 7 at the line of scrimmage, you have to pick one side of the field. So that's not getting to, well, there was a wide open guy on the other side of the field. I don't judge when somebody's sending an all-out blitz on the other side of the field. You got to get the ball out quick. But you still got to evaluate between whatever side you do pick, all options on that side. So technically, when you snap this ball, it turns into 3 to the right and 2 to the left. Now, you see that corner coming in on the blitz on the edge, but the running back is running out, so he has to follow him. That's our 0 look. That's what it does. But we always get a wide open guy coming to the quarterback. Look at him coming with Tua arm cocked back. He already pulled up. In real life, we don't know if Tua can get this ball off. He's cocking back right here. The defender is stopping. In the real game, Tua is going to take the nastiest hit that's legal. They are going to rock him in a real game. And you can't blame the O-line. You can't blame, maybe they should have kept the running back in the block because there was still going to be an extra man coming. In real life situation, he is going to throw that ball and get rocked and hope that it wasn't tipped. Hope that it wasn't like hit up in the air while he got hit and picked. Let me go forward. The ball ain't out yet, but the defender already pulled up. The defender stopped. In real life, there ain't no pulling up. You are about to take the nastiest unblocked hit you can take. And we got to hope something like that don't happen because that can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Somebody said it's practice and laughing. Yeah, thank God it's practice. In real life, literally, what y'all need to understand is on this play, in real life, if somebody was running a 0 the way that we do, in real life, screw practice, we don't have a man to block this extra man. This is 6 against 5. Let's not say this is practice. In real life, they would have done better. There ain't nobody there to block them. This is man-to-man across the board. And here's where the stunt comes. I want y'all to look at the D-line. Look at everybody. Doesn't it look like everybody's coming? But once they get a free man, which they got it on the opposite of the overload side, now the defense will back out into those short window lanes. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Now they'll back out. That's what I love about our defense. It ain't nothing you could do. Ain't nothing you could do. It's tough playing against our 0. When we get that 0 look, everybody engages the O-line. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Every defender, all 7 of them will come cross the line of scrimmage. All 7 are crossing the line of scrimmage so that all the linemen are like, all right, I got to commit to somebody. And what happens is, this is what happens in our zero look. This is what they're instructed. You are going full speed for the quarterback. If an offensive lineman fully engages you, back out into coverage. Your job is to make an offensive lineman engage you. And if he does, and you are a linebacker, a safety, or a corner, back out into coverage. And let me show you where that shows clear as day. Look at the linebacker on this play at the line of scrimmage. We're not talking about the end. Look at the number 2 defender. I want you to look at the number 2 defender at the, how can I say, at the bottom of the screen. Y'all see the mouse, my mouse clicking over him? He's over the left tackle right now. He's a blitzer. They're sending a blitz on the right side of the center. That's a blitzer. And you also have the edge blitzing as well on the upside. Watch every single one of them go past the line of scrimmage. And both guys that are engaged by an offensive lineman, they're going to back up in coverage as soon as they're engaged. Watch this. Everybody hits the line. They even let the lineman touch them right here. As soon as the lineman touches them, now we want you to go backwards, because whoever is not being touched, he gets to keep coming. And look at the one guy who's not being touched. He gets to keep coming. And boy, oh boy, even if Tua gets that off, which I'm telling y'all, I don't know if he can, but even if he does, he's about to take the nastiest hit, unblocked, with a guy coming full speed, and there will not be a flag thrown. There ain't no flag thrown on this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. You can't throw a flag right here. Look how close. Your head already down, about to rock him in real life. And look at those defenders taking away the inside passing lanes. At first, I'm going to tell you, when I watched this, I said, Tua has to hit that inside slot tight end right here, in which, let's be honest, it's there. If he throws it right here, it's there. You hit that tight end on the inside. The outside guy ain't even hit his route yet, nor did the corner start backpedaling. The corner never stopped backpedaling. The corner does a great job on this play. He's not going to give up territory in the end zone. He never takes a step backwards into the end zone. This is great cornerback play for whoever that is. Y'all tell me in the comment section, because I know y'all did your research already. Who is this corner? Who is the corner at the bottom of the screen on the outside? He never backpedals. You shouldn't throw this unless you can get him to backpedal. And he's already moving. He's moving inside before the receiver even makes his break. Look at him moving. Look at him moving. Before the receiver even makes his break, he's moving inside. And we throw it there anyway. And he gets his hand in there, bats it down. And that is a pass deflect, incomplete pass. Be honest with y'all, the play that is there to be made has to be made right away on a zero blitz. Bam. The linebackers haven't backed out. You got to get that to that tight end right here and make those corners who put pressure on the O-line pay for it right now. You got to make them pay for it right here. You throw that ball right here, touchdown. Because that's a big tight end. And his momentum going forward is going to go in that end zone. He's going to fall right at the goal line for the touchdown. I don't know who that is on the outside at the bottom. Some of y'all said Noah, but it looked like this guy got some dreads hanging. No, that's his hand. That ain't dreads. So I don't know who that is. But he never backpedals, and he already going for the inside. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Look at him. He ain't doing nothing but reading Tua's eyes. Look at Tua as soon as he hiked the ball. Soon as Tua touched that ball, he already looking at him. You telling the corner, I'm looking at you. He cocking back. Now he's cocking back to throw, and now the corner says, oh yeah? This is where you want to try to get that double move, pump fake, but this play is designed. You ain't gonna have time for the pump fake. That's a sack fumble if you pump fake. Good to see our defense. I'm telling you, we're gonna be nasty this year. We're gonna be nasty this year. I hope so. You don't have time to pump fake on a play like this. But the corner is leaving himself empty to a double move, but it don't matter because the play is designed for you to say, don't worry about the fade. If he go there, you just follow him. Your job is to protect the inside, and anything on the outside is going to take so long to develop that we're not going to worry about it. And this is great defense because you can give the corners limited things to worry about. Don't move until that receiver goes on the inside. Assume an inside route because a blitzer is coming. He ain't going to have much time to throw the ball. You don't have to stress about a double move on this play. Why do guys take a step backwards in the end zone? Just in case. But when you run in this kind of defense, you eliminate the just in case because you ain't got to worry about the fake inside double move outside. And then you got to read the quarterback. Read the quarterback here. He looking, he cocking back. Yeah, he can get you on the double move, but the play is designed to not have time for the double. And he can't get it. This is why Lamar was having such a hard time when we played him. Because he wasn't willing to make that throw right here to the tight end. Right here to the tight end. They not willing to make that throw right there, the quick bam. Hike, bam. Hike, bam. Look at all the discipline from the corners, y'all. Look at all four corners. Not a single one of them takes a step in the end zone. Look at them. And a matter of fact, all of them, except the guy at the tight end, all of them actually moves inside except the guy with the tight end. He actually gave you a crease because he actually moved backwards at the back of the play. Look at the beginning of the play. Look at the guy guarding the tight end. Since he was in motion, he was worried. And he actually moves backwards. Look at him moving backwards. That's the guy you want to identify moving out of position. And if you hit the tight end right here, that's a touchdown. So hopefully we identify these plays on film because we got to trade plays like this in. We can't have this. We can't say, oh, it was a bang, bang, but the receiver got to win his battle. No, we got to make smart decisions. Great defenses are out there, y'all. Great defenses are out there. Great defenses are out there. There are plays to be made, just like last year. There are definitely plays to be made, just like last year. Right here, you got to identify the blitz. And technically, that is your hot. But it looks like we already knew where we wanted to go. Man. This reminds me of like Tim Tebow. Like he'll jump off his, like sometimes they threw this on the goal line to the tight end for the touchdown. Like, you know, them hot passes and stuff. Just a quick pass. Y'all say it was Noah. Well, that's great work. Great work by Noah. But let me say this. He just didn't move. He just didn't move. He was all over it. He didn't move, but no corner move. He just did his job, and that's a good job. Get your hand in there. Get your hand in there. Now, everybody would pause it right here. Most people will pause it right here, and they'll try to say, see, what are you supposed to do? He had to hit one of them, so you want to hit that guy, and look at the underneath guy. You don't want to throw it between traffic because it could get picked off. That's what some people are going to try to do. They're going to try to pause this play right here, right here. They're going to try to pause it right here. But what they're not going to say is the ball's already thrown. So let's go back. And let's pause it where it's supposed to be, to where it was still in his hands. So anybody in their right mind, where you going to throw the ball right now? Where you going to throw the ball right now? Even if it's a bang bang, Where you going to throw the ball right now? Where would you throw the ball right now? Ain't it funny how quick that could change? Where would you throw the ball at this very moment? And everybody would say the inside receiver, the tight end, at the 5-yard line cutting inside. You would dump it right away right now. Everybody would. But what they'll do is they'll do this. They'll make sure it's close. And they'll say, where was he supposed to throw it? I'd rather with a clear lane on the outside right here. Somebody said he should run. Stop. You better stop. No. Whoever said he should run, you are wrong. You do not run. You think you're going to outrun a blitzer who's coming full speed and chasing you? You're not going to outrun with an edge that is set. Look at the edge set. The defensive lineman set the edge too. No, ain't no running in this play. There ain't no running whatsoever. This is just a play. You got a hot potato. Hike the ball. Bam. Let me hurry up and get it to the tight end. And then technically your tight end is supposed to be your first read if you know the play, knowing that he's slanting in. Right here, you're supposed to read him. And you got the opportunity right there. You hurry up and get it there. It ain't like it's guarded tight to where now you go to your second read on the outside. You got to get that in right here. And let his big body beat the corner body and fall on the tackle in the end zone. Look where he ends up. He would have caught it. He would have went forward, and right there, the tackle would have been made, but it would have been a touchdown. It would have probably leaped forward or fell at the goal line. So this is a play right here that makes you happy for the defense. Offensively, nobody could have did anything better other than our quarterback hitting the guy right away on the inside. On the outside, you would have just had to hope that the corner was incompetent and let him catch it and try to tackle, but that's not going to happen. He got too good a position. Look at the ball. Ain't even there yet. The ball is there now, and he bats it out. Bats it out. Diving and bats it out. Hit the ground. Good touchdown saving play by some people are saying Noah Igbenogany. Some people are saying Noah Igbenogany. Screen pass. Nah, screen ain't gonna matter in this situation. And let me tell you why. Because everybody's in front. You will see the screen developing. It's hard to run a screen because you're staying still. You're staying still. Who you going to throw the screen to? The running back is already guarded at the line. If you threw it to the receiver and the other guy blocking, they're collapsing on it right away. You 100, but what if Tua spins? Hey, that would be a big play, but what is he spinning into? What is he spinning into? Running, trying to get to the pylon? I mean, eventually they're going to come downhill and come get him. Somebody said a tight end screen. Yeah, you can run plays like that too. Tight end stay at the line and catch it and then use that one blocker for an angle. That's possible. You can run the tight end screen on defenses like this. But again, you got to understand, you got to be a veteran quarterback to do that. This is the play call. You don't know what the defense is running. They show you this look. Maybe you stop it right here and you're telling Gesicki, all right, you're going to sit down and run a curl with the tight end. Now Gesicki following that outside corner and playing him to the end zone. It's possible. See, stuff like that is what you do. You have to do. That would be a smart play. But you got to audible to it. You don't know what the defense is coming out to do. Your coaches are calling a play, but you have no clue what the defense is coming out to do. And you get this look, it will require your quarterback to, audible his receivers to do certain things. And let's not ask for that yet. He just learning, they're trying to learn the playbook. You can't ask for him to be coming out the audible stuff. So that's going to take years of him being successful in the system to start getting creative with it. So, no, we can't ask for that. What we got is good enough right now. But hey, man, those are the two plays. Let me shut this down. Those are the two plays. I'm so glad we got them. Let me tell you why I'm glad we got them. What have we gotten in training camp so far? What has been the narrative out of training camp so far? Y'all see what I'm saying? Everything's great. And I found it funny that they talked about Teddy being all over the place. I'm mad they clipped the article instead of showing you who it was from. And I actually found where it was from. From a writer who doesn't write anything but positivity about certain people. And Teddy almost threw a pick, just like the play you just saw, the first one. Almost got picked. Teddy almost threw a pick. And they come out and they're jumping on top of Teddy. Oh, he was all over the place. Oh, they say he underthrew and overthrew and blah, 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 blah. If he did, that's some bum stuff. Now I'm concerned about him. Now I'm mad because, oh my gosh, please don't tell me we about to have a Bridgewater all over again, because Jacoby wasn't doing that in camp. Just so y'all know, Jacoby wasn't erratic all over the place in camp. But we got the worst narrative possible for Teddy in one day out of explaining two plays. Teddy erratic today, all over the place. That scares me. Because on that zero blitz play that we just saw, if Tua take that hit straight on and he hurt and Teddy got to come in, that concerns me. You mean to tell, and because I'm going to tell you now, if Teddy is bumming in camp, if he's not playing well, you might as well cut him. I don't know. I got to go look at the guaranteed money. I forgot what the contract was. But God dog, if you can get some money back and it ain't crazy guaranteed, part ways and go with Skyler. People singing his praises. But I can't jump to big conclusions because of who wrote it, and everybody didn't even corroborate it. Just one person writing it, and the rest of the beat writers ain't writing nothing about it or corroborate it. And it's just two plays. Let's see how things go. It couldn't have nearly been as bad as throwing 6 picks in practice. So I ain't going to jump on it. But I will say, if this is a common theme and it happens all the time and it's true, then I'm concerned. But why was nobody else concerned? They were happy. They were like, thank you, Jesus. I get to say, oh, look at Teddy's trash, for all the people who said he's a QB1. Who's truly operating out of it in their feelings out here. I thought you were supposed to support everybody on the team. But I saw so much hate for Teddy when I was sick. I'm just sitting back watching. I'm like, this is interesting. So they using this as a get back of, oh, look at Teddy. I heard he was, oh, okay. So the same people you despise for breaking Tua down, the same people you attack for breaking Tua down, now you want to overly attack another player. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the hypocrisy out here? You see the hypocrisy? And yeah, I'm going to tell y'all straight up right here on Camera Live now. Even some of our fellow creators in the community, did you see the hypocrisy? Come on, y'all, be fair. It ain't nothing wrong with having an opposing narrative, but don't be hypocritical. I thought I was going to see some of our best and brightest come out and say, Teddy apparently didn't have a great day. That concerns me. We need a good backup to back up QB1. You see what I mean? Name Tua QB1, but know that we need a good backup. I thought I was going to hear all the noble people come out and say that. It concerns me. We need a good backup just in case something happens, because with this talent, we should be able to win something this year. But no. The hate they say Tua get, they just, they were happy to bring on Teddy. The hypocrisy is real. My Twitter, is this your guy, TD? Out there playing like a bum? Oh, this is for all the people who say that this bum is QB1. Why are y'all calling him a bum then? Hold on, make it make sense. So, you're showing yourself. Fans, creators, all of y'all are exposing yourself. See, you didn't think you were getting exposed because you would say it, and everybody who follow people and agree, they, yeah, get him, yeah. Because TD was sick. You thought I was gonna let any and everybody just walk past that hypocrisy? No, sir. No candy. But no candy, okay? Okay. But no, and everybody's finna let you just walk past that, the hypocrisy. What I get called out every day for giving fair analysis and criticism. Yeah, TD, where are you about Teddy? But not realizing you're being hypocritical right now. And the first thing I just said on camera was, if Teddy was doing all that, that's trash. He got to be better. Matter of fact, I just said on camera, if he ain't living up to it, then maybe you need to just have a true backup in Skyler. If he's impressing in camp. If Teddy ain't playing as good, and we don't even know if all of this is true. Everybody was they clipped out. They didn't want to put no full article or anything. They clipped out a little piece. And it was the biggest apologist of Tua, I'm just going to be honest, there is, that wrote it. And on top of it, it was 2 plays. People act like them 2 plays is supposed to automatically say, see, this is proof. It's crazy out here, man. And I'm telling y'all, the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because the obsession is getting ridiculous. The obsession. People don't realize the obsession that they have with this kid. Thou shalt not hold Tua accountable. Yeah, but this ain't even about Tua. This is about these people and their obsession for him. Look at the lengths they will go. They all on Twitter posting this crap that no other beat writer corroborated and making it the gospel of who he is. Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. He ain't great. He ain't really good. I feel like he still has more upside to him in a good system with great coaching. But everybody's saying we already know who Teddy is. We know his ceiling. We've seen his ceiling. Who said he's always been in the best coaching situation? Isn't Mike McDaniel the guru? Can't he make anybody better? Shouldn't he be able to elevate the play of even Teddy? That's what we're hoping he can do with Tua. EM in here, he say it really is a dang shame. Yeah, it is, man. And this is why I try to tell y'all, we got to stop fighting with these people. They are constantly showing that they are one-sided biased, but they want to accuse you of being that. The play reminds me of the one that fractured to his ribs. He couldn't get the throw off in time. Wonder if that can change over time. Man, listen, after seeing that zero blitz, and let me tell you why they don't want film study and stuff getting out. Because very well, other coaches can look at what we just saw and say, all we got to do is do what they do to us to them. Let me tell y'all something. All you need is 2 great corners, and you can execute our system. Our system is just, our defensive system is straight up built. Literally, you're sending one more than you can block. And after everybody engages, that one guy should be free. And then the guys that are engaged at the 1.5 seconds back out. So no checkdowns can happen. Man, TD, don't be trashing the Heat. We winning in 7. The faith, have faith. I already read that earlier. How crazy. Teddy Bridgewater is average. Maybe he is average. I'm not disputing that with you. But who's to say he can't be better under Mike McDaniel? Or do we just say he's already at the best he could possibly be? Mike McDaniel can't make him any better. That's interesting to me. Teddy's already got out of him everything that he has. No coach can make him better. Is that what we're going to believe now? No, I'm not going to believe that. I'm having faith that they can help Tua become a better player. So I can't leave that faith in just Tua. Y'all act like Teddy, 35 years old. Teddy is young too. Teddy ain't played much football because he had a lot of injuries. Technically, in the game of football, Teddy's still on his rookie contract. When you look at games started. When you look at games started, Teddy's somewhere around entering year 4. It's that simple. And let's be clear, we ain't making none of this about Tua right now. I like what I saw in Tua in those 2 things. Of course, that tight end one, we got to hit that. But they gave him a look I don't think he was expecting. And that's what's tough. That's what's going to be tough about these coaches. You don't know what the defense is going to give you. You got to hope that your play calling is just always creating separation. Because until he can handle more and be creative out there on the field real time, all you can do is call a play. All you can do is call a play. That's it. Love the show, but please stop yelling so much. Well, let me turn my volume down because maybe that's the reason. I just turned it down. Maybe it don't sound like I'm yelling as much now, but I got the same volume. Maybe that did it. I just saw my volume was pretty high. It tends to be very high. So hopefully this volume is a lot better. Hopefully y'all don't say I can't hear you now. But thanks for letting me know that you love the show and giving me some feedback. All right. Perfect. Okay, appreciate it. Hopefully it sounds a lot better now. Tua not perfect and won't be. No quarterback is. But what people need to understand is it is a coach's job to know that no one's perfect, but you still got to coach all the imperfections because you're trying to, like, I always said this. I don't believe in perfection, but I believe in whatever the closest thing there is to it. We don't know what the closest thing is. And that's the beauty of it. You just got to keep striving for it. You don't have a 99% completion day and say, I was 99, ain't nothing to look at. No, you go look at that one pass that you missed on 100 throws and say, how could I have been better? And matter of fact, you look at the other 99, you look at the 99 that you completed and say, could it have been easier? See, that's the true professional. That's the true person that's looking for greatness. That's the true essence of greatness. Oh, I did very well on that, but let me evaluate this to see if there was anything that I missed. Or could it have been easier for those around me? Or how could I blah, blah, blah? That's the true essence of greatness. This is why Tua golfing, I really didn't care about him golfing. But I cared about the fact that you haven't mastered your craft in your golfing. Tua makes the MVP this year. Go, man, tee him up. I can care less. But I do have a preference in my quarterback. I do want my quarterback to live, eat, sleep, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 football. You ain't going to get that often, but I want it as a fan, right? It's not realistic because history and the sample size show you may only have like 5 to 10 quarterbacks a year that's putting in even a watered down version of that. You might have 2 to 3 quarterbacks a year putting in that kind of work. But typically you don't even know they are unless you really tapped in. That's what I want. And if I don't get it, I don't have to get it. I just need good performances. Bro, the golf thing was to prove he was healthy to play. Really? Well, I'm sorry. You ain't got to prove you were healthy to play. You got benched. Everybody already knew he was healthy to play. There was no secret. He was obviously healthy to play because they listed him as the backup and didn't carry an additional backup, which meant if the starter got hurt, he could play. Every game that Tua didn't start and he was listed as the official backup, everybody and the coaches already knew he was healthy enough to play because you're the official backup. If you're not healthy to play, you are a scratch. You are out. They benched him. After the Jacksonville, Atlanta, and all of that, there was too much animosity, and Flores just tried to find a healthy way to bench him. He actually tried to not embarrass him by saying he's hurt. I don't know why people keep on saying, oh, they lied about him being unhealthy. They were looking out for him. He was getting benched. Now, to their detriment, they were trying to cover up the fact that they wanted to bench him because they didn't want the backlash. But that's what they were doing. And it was also right around the time that they were about to pull the trigger on another quarterback. And y'all sitting here, not exactly true. If it wasn't true, then why did they keep him in the game? He came in one play. Jacoby came and was like, all right, I'm good. I'm ready to go back in. If it wasn't true, why wouldn't they take him out the game if he was unhealthy? If you're at the time, your starting quarterback is Jacoby Brissett, before he even goes to the side, says, I'm good, but they had to go check him out. They were required to. They checked him out. He comes back and says, I'm good to go. If they believe he wasn't healthy, why didn't they say, yeah, we want to keep you in, but you're unhealthy. Come back out. They kept him in because they knew he was healthy the whole time. But Jacoby didn't play well and they needed a spark. Let's go with the backup. And he gave him a spark. Didn't need the spark because the defense shut him down the whole game anyway. We didn't need another point from the offense, by the way, to win the game. But he played well in the rest of the game. Y'all can believe whatever you want to believe, but these are facts that I'm telling y'all. Everybody already knew he was healthy to play. And that don't mean Flores was right for doing it. Tua should have started. But that was Flores benching him, which he shouldn't have. Let's be clear. I don't want y'all to think. I'm just giving you the facts. He shouldn't have benched him. Dumb Flores. Bad job. Bad job. I ain't making an excuse for nobody. Bad on Flores. I didn't think there was enough for Tua to be benched. But he did it. Y'all give me a second. Let's see here. So y'all with this narrative, oh, he was proven he was healthy. I don't get it. And maybe he was trying to prove he was healthy, but it didn't matter. He was getting benched. What film was leaked? You got to go to the beginning of the stream. We already played it and broke it down. Yeah, so my whole point is I don't even know why people use that as a narrative. Oh, he was just trying to prove that he was. First of all, me talking about him golfing, screw the whole same game day and him proving. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the time he spends golfing. And again, he has a right to do whatever he wants. Who am I? Just somebody critiquing it. It don't make me, you don't have to care for my critique. I'm just being me. That's what I do on this channel. I be me. TD, you ain't getting my donation. I did, Zach. You might have missed it. But I did get to your donation, bro. Just FYI. I went back and read all 3 of them at once. So I hit your donation. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Forgive me, Zach. I didn't. I'm reading it now. This was a different one, actually. You said, TD, tell me your opinion on Sam McGuavin. He always go crazy in preseason, but we never play him in regular season. Why is that? He's on the bubble this year. When you brought in our guy, you already got Landon Roberts, but when you brought in our first pick this year, he's on the hot seat because at the end of the day, he shows flashes, but you got to evolve into a player that can come in and start and get productive minutes. And that's the issue. TD, are you going to open up the platform? Yeah, I'm going to open it up. Man, I just don't know how long I can open it up because I do have to go somewhere with the family. So I just dropped the link. So as soon as my wife come in here like, hey, man, we got to go, then I might have to end it or let y'all cook. And I'll manage it from backstage at some point. So I just dropped the link. You want to come in, join this conversation, tell me what you agree with, disagree with, get into it. Let's go. Let's do it. But also there were some things I wanted to touch about the last few days. Somebody, one of the subscribers hit me up. TD, you and your fake narrative about Tua checking down. Tua doesn't check down. So many players check down more than him in the league. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. All these false narratives about TD. If anybody makes a false narrative about Tua, they put it on TD. I never said Tua is a check down quarterback. I never said he was a check down. I'm the one who says he's a one read. He always goes his first read. Matter of fact, I need him to be a check down quarterback. I want him to be the check down quarterback. I don't want him to be the check down quarterback, but him being a check down quarterback would be better than what we gotten. You know why? Because checking down requires you to go to your progressions when nothing's there or the pressure's coming. All right, you dump it down to your outlet. Check downs tend to be the last result. Check down isn't your first read. So yeah, he better be. He one of the least check down quarterbacks in the NFL. I said that he has a high number of short passes, short and intermediate. That's all he throws. First read, bam, dink and dunk. Dink and dunk, check downs, I don't even count that in that. Tua don't check the ball down at all. Let me not say at all, but barely ever. How often do you see Tua hiking the ball, lowering through his progressions, going through and up? Because we criticize him for missing the running back out the backfield with nothing open all the time, don't we? So I don't say that he's a check, that he checks down. I don't even know where that came from. I don't even hear people saying he's a check down guy.
What are we talking about, TD?
Nah, people in my Instagram and Twitter, TD, the check down numbers came out and Tua he's one of the least amount of check down quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm like, do y'all even know what a check down is? I said first read.
Yeah.
What is a check down?
I don't think I've ever heard you call him you called him many things publicly and privately.
I own every one of them.
But I don't
ain't one of them.
But I don't think you've called him a check down artist. But
because I've been on the record to say, two things Tua don't do. He don't check down and he don't throw the ball away, like out of bounds.
Yeah.
I've said that religiously.
Actually, I would like for Tua to utilize that outlet, that safety valve more. I really would. Yeah, I really would. And that's a fundamental principle in a West Coast based system anyway. I don't look and see checking the ball down and using if you're too check down dependent, that's one thing. And
but he don't even do it to a level that he could be too dependent, because we never get to a check down.
Yeah, so I don't know what that narrative comes. Shake, what's good, homie?
What's up, EM? How you doing, man?
Chilling, bro. Just getting my weekend started a little early for the first time since I can remember. Finally got a 3-day weekend coming, so that's what's up.
TD, let me ask you a question, unrelated. If you addressed it, let me know. I'll go check it out on your opinion on the Kinlaw thing, because let's face it, you're the one of the Dolphin fans that speak not critical, but fairly, and someone like Kinlaw, what I'm saying, would take you as speaking as hate. Everybody accuse you of speaking of hate when you're being critical.
I don't know what you're talking about, nor who a Kinlaw is.
The dude from
Javon Kinlaw?
Oh, what about it?
Did you address that yet, or what's your thoughts on it?
What happened?
He had apparently been having issues with a YouTuber, a guy that he has a 49er centric YouTube channel, and he evaluates players and the team in general. And apparently Javon Kinlaw has been having issues with his critique of him, here recently since they drafted him. And so anyway, he was on a Zoom set. He was online, and Javon Kinlaw hopped in his live stream and was pressing him a little bit.
Okay. So this is the 49ers.
Yeah.
So they drafted Kinlaw and he hopped on threatening him because he basically critiquing him and he don't really like the critique.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And Kinlaw, I would love to see this.
It's funny. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It is funny as hell.
Just look it up, but we'll just
I gotta watch it because I feel like I would love that. I would love for somebody to call me out on my critique because we can have a conversation. Tell us what we don't know. Here's your opportunity to set it all straight. I don't know everything. I'm just giving my opinion. Tell me what you hear me saying that I don't know that can change my opinion. And I'm man enough to say, dang, I ain't know that. So with that being said, I don't feel the same way. And if you see what I mean, but I'm gonna have a healthy conversation with the individual. But if you just want to be ratchet and being mad or whatever, then it is what it is. You finna continue to get critiqued, and I'm not gonna change my critique.
Yeah, I agree, TD. I don't have a problem with either. You know, obviously, I don't have a problem with the whoever the guy is, Eric Cohen. You know, critiquing players and critiquing his team, and I don't have a problem with anybody, you know, engaging with that individual, a player engaging like if Jerome Baker would have ever jumped on the live stream, you know, with me, I would have had no problem with that. But when you I'm hearing some feedback, bro. Is that me?
Oh, my bad. I just turned it off. My bad.
Oh, okay, but I think Kinlaw crossed the line a little bit, you know, because he didn't come out and say he was going to do this and this and this to him, but he left it open for interpretation. You know what I'm saying? He threatened him without threatening him. And I just think he crossed the line just a tad bit. And, you know, and also I think he should have been a little more, you know, a little more detailed in his point as to why he had an issue with this YouTuber. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't have any problem with the engagement at all, bro. That's just me.
Listen, man, was it pretty obvious to prove that it was a threat?
What's that?
No, it wasn't really obvious to prove that it was a threat. It was just like, yo, keep my name out your mouth, you type situation.
Oh, he did say, hey, my folks know what you look like. They know where you at. So
I didn't see all
that's
that.
what I mean by leaving it open for interpretation. I would take that as a threat if somebody told me that. So,
see, in today's world, I'm gonna tell y'all now. People can't be thinking they can get away with these type of threats. See, I'm wiser than that. Just what you said just now, I'm about to get some of that rookie check. I can guarantee it. Let me tell you something, man. We're gonna be right in the court of law. Why don't you explain to people what you were trying to insinuate in front of a jury and let them decide? Because you know why? Now I can't do my job. Now I can't objectively talk about this player, and now fans are saying that I'm not being objective and calling it what it is. Now I'm shying away from doing my job the best that I can to make a living for myself.
Nah, well, I think there's a gray area there.
The gray area is going to be left up to the jury, and I can guarantee you I'm going to get them to show that you can't be doing that. You can't be saying, well, my people know what you look like and where you at. What were you trying to insinuate? Why don't you try your very best to convince the jury of what you was trying to insinuate right there?
But as long as he don't get touched, he's good.
No. We're talking about a court of law. Y'all thinking thinking the action don't have to be taken in the court of law. That was a threat to me, and I took it serious, and it hurt my bag. Now, why don't you tell the jury what you meant to where it shouldn't have scared me? See, I would have played that thing to the full T. What do you mean by they know it? So if I keep talking about you, what does that mean? I would have been elaborating everything.
Yeah, but he didn't do that, so he didn't go into detail.
I know,
about it.
That's him.
Yeah,
that's him. Don't come on this show trying to show yourself.
Yeah.
I just think he just, Kinlaw, he was just in his feelings a little too much, and
that's what it was. But I thought the kid, whoever it is, or the man that runs the channel, that might have been an opportunity to miss a valuable. He missing out on a valuable opportunity. I mean, just imagine Tua coming on this show.
Hey, Tua will come up here and give you that smoke, boy.
No. Steve, that's the difference. I know. I understand.
Hey, bro.
I understand.
Hey, CB. What if Tua jumped in this live stream right now, bro? That would be. Oh my God.
Hey,
I'll be ready to check out, dog.
What if Tua came up here and gave TD that?
Yeah.
But again, I would. But again, I would not be the hostile one. I would be saying, well, Tua, this is my evaluation, whether you agree with it or not.
Hey,
now tell us what we don't know.
The hostile one, no, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's not going to be hostile because Tua's going to say you can't talk to people like that. But but we know his demeanor, so I don't think that would happen. He does carry himself well, and I think that if Tua did come on this show, it would not be out of a hostile act. He is a good kid. Let's just get that straight now. I don't
know, TD. You've been talking real greasy for a minute, bro. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I'm trolling.
But again, it's a matter of tell me what I say that's false and what I don't know about certain things that I talk about to clear it up. It's that simple.
But you know what?
Listen, I don't want to dominate the conversation. Why don't you tell the people what's really happening? Because your voice is just as valuable, and it may debunk everything that I've ever said. And if you telling us information that was not a factor that we didn't know of that makes sense, dang, I'm sorry. I was wrong. See, that's easy. Yeah. That's real conversation. But let me tell you, Kinlaw came on there because he probably, like you said, was in his feelings. Because if you can articulate where a person's wrong and you could just come and shed light to something, it may never be that. But let me tell you what Tua would come on here and say. Tua would come on here and I believe own almost everything that I said about him and say, and I'm working my behind off to try to be better every day for the fans.
I don't know if I believe that one.
You know why he would come on and say it?
I mean, that because of the type of person he is, but not because of it being true.
It ain't got nothing to do with the type of person he is, because he'd be telling the truth. So when TD says Tua,
TD is the bearer of the truth.
Tua struggles with ball placement.
He said it.
You had amazing chemistry with your receivers. Mike Gesicki, Devontae Parker coming back from injury. Is this the best connection you've had with them all season?
You know, I think there's a lot that we can learn from today. You know, ball placement for me.
Tua, I said you struggle, you be missing wide open.
I would say that's a part of it. I would also say for myself, just finding ways to get completions, get the ball out of my hands on third down. If you look at previous film, there's been some guys that have been open that I've missed.
Close my door.
Tua, bro, you want me to keep going? Everything that I say, this man has said himself, and he's saying it genuinely. He's not saying it. Why does he have to? He's literally saying, you know, when you go look at film, this is what we're seeing on film.
That's that's a lot of quarterbacks though. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
CB. See, again, I'm not taking sides here, but if I may be the objective one, okay, what's the problem? You hear that coming out of Tua's mouth himself. What is the problem?
There's no problem with that at all. I mean, that
it's a problem that
first of all, this is my problem. Like, this is my problem with the overall narrative, is that guys are gonna miss players. Guys are gonna have games where they have poor ball placement,
and guys are gonna talk about that.
Yes, and that's fine. But I don't think
it's not. Y'all don't make it fine.
What I'm saying is that it's fine to be objective and have both sides, but it's also, you have to take into account whether he's placing the ball places or whether he's not hitting guys that are open. You have to take into account what's in front of him. And that's
I can only speak for me. You
have to take into account what's in front of him. His offensive line plays.
No, I can't do this. I can't do this today. Nope. I told y'all we ain't doing that no more.
Well, let him back in.
No. When you evaluate Tua, just like he doing it, like the coach is doing, we only talk about what he can control. I'm tired of people sitting around here talking about external factors. Tua, when he watch film, he's talking about wide open receivers when he got time to throw the ball.
At least let the man finish his point, TD.
Bro, I'm sick of it. Why do we have to keep going in this loop of unnecessary conversation?
It's
unnecessary.
Can the man finish his point?
No,
can we finish it?
It's a deflection. It is a deflection. Why can't we just stick to the freaking facts? Why we gotta waste our time every time having somebody on here talk about the O-line and the receivers? We don't talk about the O-line and the receivers because when we break Tua down, we only talk about stuff that he can control when they are not a factor.
All I want is for the man. Listen. All I wanted for the man to finish his point. That way we can properly address him. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, I get put backstage. Golly.
You do at times need to get your behind put in time out, CB. But now's not the time. But go ahead, finish with your point.
All
bro.
I was saying, there are games where there's poor ball placement, where he misses guys. You have to take into account he hasn't played a lot of football. He is still developing as a young quarterback back in the NFL.
And
so the O-line in front of him his receivers, those are all variables in the context of football that play into ball placement, being able to hit guys over the middle, being able to take certain shots. All of that comes together when the 11 guys step on the field and play offense.
Nobody's talking
all
about. Why are we talking about that? That's a full evaluation of the team.
Because
when we are critiquing one player, just that player, and we show you clearly that we are not talking about the plays where the line lit up. We are not talking about the plays where receivers doesn't have a separation.
Can I make another point? Real quick. Is it fair to evaluate a great receiver like Odell Beckham Jr. and say, hey, you are a bad receiver, even though we feel like your quarterback sucks? Like, that's my thing too.
The answer CB83, the answer CB83 is yes if you're evaluating him properly. So every throw that your quarterback underthrows, don't hold that against them. Every throw that he overthrows, don't hold it against them.
All right.
Every throw that he makes is difficult, semi-hold it against them if there's still a play to be made. But if your quarterback is putting it on the money, even if it's rare, let's evaluate those rare situations. And if you still sucking when it's right in your bucket all day, then you suck.
All right. So people in the NFL landscape, fans, everybody, players, commentators, were saying that Odell Beckham Jr. was washed as a result of being on the Browns and not getting targets, not making plays, dropping balls at times, and things like that, right? So they're saying that as a result of his play in Cleveland.
Because they don't know how to evaluate a receiver.
He was never completely healthy in Cleveland, though.
Exactly.
I think
because they don't know how to evaluate a receiver.
Well, he leaves LA and he contributes right away.
Which he got full healthy.
Let's get something straight too. Odell was dropping a lot of balls.
Yeah, he was.
Let's not sit there. He had a moment where he was playing poor.
And this is what I'm saying. This is the point I want to get to. This is the point I want to get to.
You also got to take into consideration that the Browns had a better record without Odell Beckham than they did have without him than with him.
Which is cool, but I'm not talking about the team. I'm not talking about from a team lens. I'm talking about from a player aspect of it. So when we look at it, we can say, hey, Odell's not playing well. Also, his quarterback isn't playing well.
Okay.
So as a result of that, he leaves and goes somewhere else, and his play elevates, the quarterback's play elevates. I think that all plays into it. So I think all the players on the field elevating their play or their play being bad contributes to other players' play, and that's just kind of my point.
No. It does contribute to other players' play. It's going to make your stats better. Okay.
It's going to make your play better, right?
It doesn't make your play better. Your play, hold on. Your play is your play. You run the same routes. You can have 0 yards if your quarterback is TD, who would suck at the position. You can have 0 yards and be a great receiver. You're out there toasting people, running great routes, but your quarterback can never get it to you. So when I look at the film, look at these routes, look how open he getting, look at blah, blah, blah. You can still say he's great. Now I can't judge his hands because I never put him in a position to use them. But you can evaluate what you can evaluate.
Right.
You are what you are.
You can evaluate
what's around you only allows you to do it more or less. That's what people need to understand in evaluations. If you got TD as your quarterback as a wide receiver, you might get 10 yards in a season. And trust me, that's on a jet sweep. And then you could have Brady as your receiver, and you could get 1,000 yards that year. You're the same receiver. It's just that the better quarterback lets you do what you can do more.
Right. And this has always been to your point. Your point has been, hey, I evaluate to when the pocket is great, when
what
the
he
play
can control.
What he can control, right? But you don't take into account the other 3 to 4 plays in the drive where he's rattled or he's getting killed, because that plays a part into the theme of the game.
Hold on. So why would I hold that
against
him? Why would I hold that against him?
I'm saying you have to take into context what's been happening in the game, the lack of run game.
Well, it is
the way
being
he's
taken.
been
No.
getting hit. Because
I don't care nothing about having a run game on 3rd and 6, and you got a wide open guy across the middle, and you staring him down, and you misfire.
Well, you're talking
I agree
about
with that.
You're talking about one play though.
But that's the essence of it. Why do I care, bro? It is to his benefit for me to not care about the when the O-line gives up a sack. I'm not even counting it. I could be real critiquing in that too and say, hey, see, I don't even go the next step with Tua, because half of his hurries and sacks Brady wouldn't have, because he know how to call his protections. But I don't go that far. I don't go into protection assignments and calling it and this and that. I've been stopped that. I tried to at first, but I said no, because every play will be a disaster for him.
So I got a question for EM.
Go ahead.
All right. So when you're evaluating a player, do you take into account what's going on in the game, or do you just look at certain plays and base it off of certain plays and say, hey, he could have made that play? Or do you take into account, hey, this kid has been getting hit. He may have been rattled there. He could have made that play. Of course, there are going to be opportunities he could have made. Tua left a lot on the field last year. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do take into account, hey, we had the worst O-line. Our receivers aren't the best at getting separation. He had a rookie offensive coordinators. I mean, there's just a lot going on.
I think what you're trying to say is Tua gets rattled, and we should know that we should count that too, that the O-line causes him to get nervous or rattled.
See,
that's what you're trying to say?
I think that's part of the game, though.
It's the part of the game, but also I think people don't, when you're talking about the process of evaluation, that's why mental prowess and mental stability is a big part of the evaluation as well. So if you got a player that's getting rattled, bro, because first off, perfect don't exist in the NFL.
It doesn't.
Are there players that get rattled but still perform? That's the point.
Exactly. So if that is accurate, and again, I am not saying that. I'm just saying, you asked me a question.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
You take that into account. That goes into that falls under the umbrella of the evaluation. But if a player is getting rattled out there, and again, our line was terrible, but we've seen players, Burrow is one of them. And again, I'm not comparing the players. I'm just giving you an example. Burrow is another one that gets killed, and a lot of that is falls on his shoulders. Him holding on to the ball too long. You know what I mean? But mentally, he's not rattled. So
now
to answer your question, yes, I do take that into consideration. But if what you're saying, why you're giving Tua somewhat of a pass,
it's actually a negative for him.
That's a negative, bro.
You want it to be worse than your argument would make it worse for him, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No.
If I'm going to take those plays into consideration, then it's even worse for him, because he is frazzled. All you got to do is send pressure at Tua, lay a few hits, and it's over.
But see,
that's what you're basically saying.
But see, that's not. I mean, can we agree that he's made some good plays?
Yeah, he just hadn't been consistent enough at it.
Every quarterback has made some good plays.
Yep.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
Okay, so every single one. Where do you rank Tua in terms of like quarterbacks in the NFL?
Me. You asking me?
I actually
I'm
went
asking
down
everybody,
the current list,
everybody.
but if I was to guess right now, go ahead, Em.
We've had this private. I've had this conversation with Reason and TD. I would put him. I got him at right around 18 or 19th in the league right now. I do.
And
like
me, I haven't went through the updated list with the new placements, but before the end of last season, I had him around 23.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with EM though. I'm with EM.
That ain't a big difference.
Really, that's not. And I'm just being, if I may be objective here for a minute, that's not a bad, considering on a 3 years he's going into his third year, and again on a normal quarterback trajectory, you got a player at 18, 19, 20 in terms of impact going into the third year, that's not a negative, TD.
Well, back up, EM.
I don't think so.
You can't you can't use that as just a straight raw number saying, well, he's at 19 in the NFL. Well, you got to look at the other 12 to determine if it's a good thing or bad thing. What if the other 12 are all Josh Rosen like? You see what I'm saying?
But going into his third year, TD, that's the point. Going into his third year.
Hey, we're looking at
EM. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
If the other 12 were all on Josh Rosen's level, would 19 be saying anything?
But they're not, though. They're not.
No. Well, let's back up.
NFL quarterbacks.
Let's back up, EM. Let's go ahead and name all the quarterbacks behind him.
Okay.
And you can't tell me they ain't at least average or below.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's been average.
I would agree with that. But again, TD, a player, you mean to tell me a player going into his third, he's only completed 2 seasons in the NFL, TD.
Yeah, that's
from that perspective, again, a normal, a typical, not what we saw with Burrow, not what we've seen with Herbert. They are anomalies. We've never seen that. That's completely unprecedented, bro. I'm talking about a normal quarterback trajectory. Tua is on schedule.
He's on,
in my opinion.
No, Tua is not on freaking schedule. Let me tell you why he ain't on schedule.
So where should
First of all,
should he be?
You gotta be. Hold on.
Go ahead.
When we say on schedule,
right?
Who are we freaking comparing that to?
So if we're gonna compare raw data, you can compare. You can compare his numbers to Josh Allen. Right, he has better numbers than Josh Allen.
I knew you were going to go there, and I'm glad you did.
That's why I said raw data. I didn't say a better player. I said raw data. That's what I said.
I'm not talking about better player either. But I knew you would use Josh Allen. Why do we have to compare him to the anomalies?
What do you mean?
That ain't the normal comparison. Let's compare him to the normal quarterbacks coming into the league.
Who's normal?
Everybody above him. Let's compare him
in their third year.
Nobody else. No, in their third year.
What was Tannehill in his third year? Look at his numbers. Look into it.
What was Derek Carr doing in his third year?
Not what Tua's doing.
Now, see, you just spitting stuff out your mouth.
Come on, what
was Kirk Cousins doing in his third year?
Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Kirk Cousins wasn't even playing, was he?
I'm talking about third year playing football.
Kirk Cousins, I would say, was in terms of raw data. If you're just going off numbers,
I'm just going at the back. Even if we went to the front of it, Mahomes, even Lamar Jackson.
Mahomes didn't play until the second year, right?
Okay.
No. Regardless, but he didn't play. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about a player that's going into his third year.
Lamar Jackson.
I don't care.
Lamar's an anomaly too, TD, because he won the MVP in his second year.
This is what we'll do. We'll name the top 10 quarterbacks and try to say 8 of them are anomalies. At some point, it ain't an anomaly anymore. That's just what it's happening.
For a player to win the MVP in his second year, that's not an anomaly?
What was the difference with Cam Newton?
He won the MVP.
Russell Wilson and what they were doing their second year. If we go through the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL first 3 years, let's really go look at what they were doing. How can you say all of the top 10 were anomalies?
Yo, and
what you have to understand is the average talent is just getting better. We got to stop this anomaly stuff for the biggest, most important job in the NFL at the quarterback position. It's just getting better. It's not becoming that as anomaly as we think anymore.
If you go back and look at Hall of Fame guys,
anomaly is a look at Ben
Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger in his third year. Okay, similar numbers. Eli Manning.
That second year, he went to the Super Bowl.
See?
Yeah, but he wasn't. But he was.
Hold on.
He was just a spoke on the wheel. He was just a spoke on the wheel.
He wasn't. What you're doing? You're going back. You gotta change with the times. What's happening right now?
Well, that's fair.
What's happening in the
We have a rare instance where Herbert and Burrow are balling.
Hold on. The last 10 years was Stafford balling when he first came in?
Stafford was on the Detroit Lions.
No, you lost your mind. Go look at him.
I don't want to miss. I don't want to misinform anybody. I'd have to look. I'd have to look at Stafford's numbers.
In comparison to what Tua's doing.
Yeah, Megatron and Jim Caldwell.
Take all these quarterbacks in the last 10 years, and you talk about the norm. You're gonna see great play is more. It's better.
That's not true.
These quarterbacks,
Josh Allen,
matter of fact, you should be around 15 right now if you're going to be eventually a franchise quarterback.
That's where I think he is.
In your third year, like literally after your
Nah, I
second
can't
year,
say he's at 15 yet.
I say he's
but
16.
this is why I say that, EM. All these quarterbacks I'm talking about, they were top 15 after their second year.
Yo,
was Russell Wilson a top man? I can go to the top quarterback list and I can go through the top 15. I can guarantee you 10 of them were probably top 15 after their first 2 years. That's what y'all not realize. The NFL is changing.
All right, so
listen.
Can I say this real quick? So Tua is middle of the pack right now with poor O-line play, with poor weapons on offense, with no running game. He's only gonna get better. We can agree on that, right?
Well, I would listen. I would say
he's
this.
tied up.
I'll say this. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, CB?
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. I'll say this. Yeah, in theory, he should get better, but again, I'm on the side of the fence of, in terms of Tua's progression. It's just not all about what he has around him. Now, in theory, yeah, that'll help, but still.
He's going to have to make the plays, of course.
Exactly. There you go. We saw last year, we know how inept the staff was, the offensive staff that he had around him last year. We know how inept they were. We can all agree on that. But at the same time, we saw where there were plays where they were scheming up plays and scheming guys consistently wide open. And a lot of times Tua left a lot of plays on the field.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to cut this off because we're gonna come back tonight around 7 or 8 and continue this conversation because I gotta run with the fam. But listen, man, I can't believe we are calling trajectory a guy who played like a bum for 2 years and then was great in his third year. We're trying to make that the new NFL trajectory.
No, but
that's what we're doing. Because everybody else, other than the guys you're naming, they were bums.
Listen,
they were bums for 2 years.
No,
and they were out the NFL as certified backups.
Bro, no, TD, stop, bro. You're trying to make this more than what it is.
The majority of the guys who play like Josh Allen the first 2 years are certified backups or bums out of the NFL. The majority of guys that played like his first 2 years. The majority of the guys that played like Tua's first 2 years are backups or out of the NFL.
So what you're saying? Hang on, TD, hang on. So you're saying TD played? So you're saying Tua played like a bum in the first 2 years? You're saying he's a bum?
Yeah, he played like a bum. We ain't on it. If you ain't really good, you a bum.
Okay.
You know what time it is.
I just wanted you on record. I just want to get you on record.
That's
on
camera.
No, I never shied away from that. He played like a bum.
No, I can't say he was a bum, bro. I cannot sit up here and say with a straight face the man played like a bum, TD. Bum is like Josh Rosen. Bum is like Jamarcus Russell, Blaine Gabbert, Jake Locker. That's bum quality quarterback play.
In my book, average or lower is a bum because you ain't no starting quarterback long term.
So you think so?
If you play like
fundamentally, we disagree on that.
You play average or lower,
I can't
you ain't no starting quarterback in the NFL long term.
I can't co-sign that.
Unless you do the rare miracle like Josh Allen or Drew Brees. It has to be the rare miracle.
You just said Josh Allen played like a bum his first 2 years, so he should have been out.
He did play like a bum. The only thing that saved him was
like a bum his first few years too.
So the
Josh Allen did play like a bum his first 2 years. The only thing saved him was being able to run.
What about Drew Brees?
Hold on. Let's get something straight. Josh Allen ain't played like a bum his first 2 years?
Yeah, he was terrible.
Okay.
He was terrible.
Daniel Jones play like a bum?
No, I don't think he played like a bum. No,
no. Josh Allen, if you're going off the raw data, he was terrible.
We're not going off of raw data. We're going off of what we see on the field.
No. Well, I thought the question was about raw data. What the analytics said.
Man, he was a bum. He was a bum. At the end of the day, if you are average or less, you're a bum. And of course, when I say bum, I'm being harsh. I'm just you're a bum.
Drew Brees was Drew Brees was
average his first 2 years.
Drew Brees was average in his first 2 years. He was average.
And that's a bum to me.
I don't know.
What y'all doing is banking on the very few rare occasions saying he's on trajectory.
Quarterbacks
he got to make that kind of leap.
Tua has been average. Tua has been average to slightly above average and I'm basing off consistency. He's flashed at times, but he's been for the most part,
because
he's
he's
been
had
average to
moments
slightly
of
above average
average,
play.
and he's had moments of really below average.
Yeah,
So he was
absolutely.
average.
I agree with that. I would agree.
But
I
I told you, if you're that, you can't be a long-term franchise quarterback.
No, it
in
takes
his
time.
first
It
2
takes
years,
time to develop. It takes time
in
to
his
develop.
first 2 years.
I'm going off of history. It tells you can
No, it
use the
doesn't.
first two. Okay, you can say that all you
RG3 was
want,
good his
but the
first 2
stats
years.
So Tua
the
can't be
stats-
an anomaly. Tua can't be an anomaly.
He can. But that's all I'm saying. If we are going to talk about trajectory, though, because y'all ain't going to let that slide past me.
What do you mean?
When you talk about trajectory, then you have to use everybody. He need to be a little better than what he was to be on trajectory. You can't use anomalies to say that's the trajectory.
No, I think if you go back, and again, there's been players that have come into the league and had initial big time success. We've seen that.
Small amounts.
But if you evaluate the quarterback position historically, Harry Bradshaw's of the world. You know,
every person you name,
Steve Young's of the world. Steve Young didn't have an immediate success coming into the league.
Every person you name, I give you 25 that failed with the same level of play early on. One out of every 25 that play like bums early on make it.
All I'm
one
saying
out of
is
25.
All I'm saying is this, bro.
There's average or lower. One out of 25.
There's enough of a sample size of quarterbacks not coming into the league and having immediate success, and then having success later on in their careers when they hit year 3, 4, 5,
That's
6.
why, bro, you don't understand sample size. One out of every 25 ain't a good basis.
You talking? You going off purely you got the statistics? Do you have the stats in front of you right now? You going off purely emotion right now?
Yes,
that's what you're doing.
All you have to do is take every quarterback who played average.
No, bro. Stop, TD. Stop. You going off emotion right now, bro. Stop it.
Stop that. All you have to do is take every quarterback who got to play.
I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. I can't co-sign this foolishness, bro.
If they were average, overwhelmingly, they don't make it in the NFL.
Nah.
You need to, bro. When you gotta say Josh Allen, Drew Brees, and go to freaking Terry Bradshaw, and you can't give me nobody else in the intermediate.
How about we just go down the list
Do
of
you
NFL?
see how far you got to keep skipping to name somebody? You should be able to give me. Able to give me at least 5 to 10 players right now playing that did
go down
that.
The list.
You should be able to. That end up being great quarterbacks. Or
TD, he has given us consistent average play. Right?
Exactly.
That's what Tua has given us.
In the quarterbacks that give you consistent average play in the first 2 years have either been a certified backup or out of the NFL.
Man,
overwhelmingly.
Stop. No, bro.
Name me every quarterback that have given you consistent to average quarterback play for the first 2 years, and I will show you a quarterback that is a backup or out of the NFL.
Every rookie quarterback on pace to be a bum.
No, bro.
There's a good chance that may happen.
Every rookie quarterback on pace to be a bum. Every rookie from last year on pace to be a bum.
But y'all can't sit here and name the current players that was just blah blah average the first 2 years right now.
Go down the list.
End up being in the top 10.
We can go down the list of NFL quarterbacks. None of them dudes was good right out the gate. Only a few of them were.
That ain't what I said. I said quarterbacks.
Kurt Warner, Rich Gannon.
That ain't what I said.
Rich Gannon. Alex Smith.
Y'all arguing something wrong. That ain't what I said.
Alex Smith.
No, bro. Listen to what I said. Listen to what I am saying.
Really? You gonna mute me, TD? Really?
Because you're not listening. You're arguing something
that I'm not actually
nonsense.
You're talking gibberish right now, bro.
You're not understanding my argument. What I am telling you is this. Every quarterback that was ranked lower than 16, remember I said 15 is where you need to be at this point right now. Every quarterback that was 16 or worse after 2 years, they didn't make the top 10. They did not become franchise quarterbacks.
I just gave you 5, TD. I just gave you 5.
In the last 25, 30 years?
I just gave you 5, bro.
In 30 years, EM?
No, that's just 5. That's just off the top of my head. I'm sure.
No, I am asking you who now.
We have to go
in
look
the last
at
10 years you can name.
You have to go look at it, man.
We're
You can't
talking
just-
about a new NFL where the talent that's coming in is better. You're getting
Who?
more.
Who?
Bro, I gotta go, man. Y'all can get me
Who
in trouble.
came in
Y'all
there
come back
winner?
at
Hey,
8
I want
o'clock.
you to make sure you load this live up.
Yo, come back at
for
8 o'clock
later
and
on.
I'll have the receipts.
You
Come
talk,
back
bro.
at 8 o'clock. Come back at
You
8
need to
o'clock
stop
and
this
I'll have the
foolishness,
receipt.
TD. You need to stop, bro. You talking
Come back
purely
at
off
8
emotion
o'clock.
right now.
Hey,
Come back at
this
8
is
o'clock
what-
and I'll have the
Ian,
And you
receipt.
know-
this is what
I'll have the top
Ian,
10 quarterbacks for the
this
last 10
is
years.
what I talk about.
I'll have the top 10 quarterbacks for the last 10 years, and I want y'all to show me how many of them were average their first 2 years, and we'll go through their numbers.
Oh, I will have the data for you, my friend.
Oh,
you already
I
know.
hope so. I'll see you
I'm
at 8. I
always
gotta
prepared.
go. I'll see
All
you
right,
at
all right.
8.